Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started. You'll need a blanket or a large bath towel, and if you roll it up long ways like I have here, go ahead and lay it long ways on your mat, and then we'll bring the base of the blanket to the base of the shoulder blades. Then you'll just lay back on that. Then we'll keep our feet together and knees out wide. This is just a nice gentle opening for the chest and the front of the shoulders. Also the hips get a little opening here. And this will just give us a chance to really focus and come into our practice. So let's take some nice slow breaths here. Let everything go. Just be here on your mat. Okay, go ahead and bring your knees together. Roll over to one side to remove your blanket or towel. Then let's just bring our knees into our chest. Might want to give a little rock side to side. Then we'll come into a nice happy baby. You can also rock side to side in that. Just a nice opening up of the hips, massaging the back. Okay, let's roll back and forth a few times on your spine just to give yourself a little massage. And then we'll make our way up to standing. And we'll stand in mountain pose for a moment before we go into our first sun salutation A. So inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step back to plank and down into chaturanga, up dog and down dog. Let's just take a few breaths here. Feel the entire opening up of the back of the body, the hamstrings, the calves, to reach the heels towards the floor. Then we will step back up to the front of the mat and inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise and stretch up to the ceiling. And hands in prayer. Do that one more time. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Step back into plank pose to chaturanga. And inhale to up dog or cobra. Then we'll exhale back into down dog. And we'll spend 5 breaths here. Maybe you can get a little bit deeper into it this time. Just spread that upper back, widen the shoulder blades. Then we will step or hop up to the front of the mat and we'll inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. And inhale up, rise up, Samastitihi. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Jump or step back to chaturanga. Up dog or cobra. We'll come back into down dog. From here, lift your right leg up and swing up into crescent. Excuse me, warrior A. Arms up, and then we're going to come into goalpost arms. So you'll have your arms back as far as you can so that you really open up the front of the chest, come into a little bit of a back bend. Make sure your hips are squared forward. Just feel your body opening up in this pose. Then let's straighten our arms out, hands down. Come back into our vinyasa, and we'll meet in down dog. Then we'll lift our left leg up, come into warrior A. Then we'll come into goalpost arms on this side. So really have that chest forward, bring your arms back. Look up if you can, have that nice opening back bend. Okay, let's straighten the arms and take our vinyasa. Meet in down dog. Take a few breaths here. Okay, then we'll hop or step up to the front of the mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up into chair pose. And up to mountain pose. We'll come back into chair pose, lift up. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, flat back. Jump or step back to chaturanga. Inhale up to cobra or up dog. Then we'll meet in down dog. From here, we'll lift the right leg up, swing it between your hands, coming into warrior one. Going to do goalpost arms again, and maybe you can get a little bit more open this time. Just really open up that chest and the front of the shoulders here. And straighten your arms up. Come down and take your vinyasa. And we'll meet in down dog. And we'll repeat on the left leg. So lift your left leg up. Swing it through to your hands for warrior one with goalpost arms. And we'll straighten the arms up before we take our vinyasa. So up dog or cobra, back to down dog, and we'll hold this for 5 breaths. Then we'll jump or step up to the top of the mat. Flat back, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Chair pose, inhale. And exhale up to mountain pose. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale, flat back. Step or jump, chaturanga. Up dog. And then back down into down dog. We'll lift our right leg up, open up that hip, bend your leg. Just feel that nice opening in the hip flexor. Okay, straighten out that leg. Step in between your hands and come into crescent. Now for this, we're going to hook our thumbs and kind of try to pull them apart so you really get that nice opening in the front of the shoulders. Try to get a little bit of a back bend if you can. You can look up or forward, whatever is comfortable for you. Just try to sink down into it a little bit more. Then we're going to come into a twist. So we will hook your left elbow over your right knee. And you can have prayer hands. Maybe you'd like to reach for the floor with your right arm up. Or maybe even a bind. So whatever would feel good to you right now. And from here, we'll raise our arms up. Bring your left hand to the ground, and we're going to come into side plank. So just try to lift those hips up and that arm overhead so you get a nice stretch in the whole side of the body. You can stack your feet. If you'd like more stability, you can place that right foot in front of the left, or you can raise your right foot if you'd like. Okay, let's come into plank and take a vinyasa. Back to down dog. We'll lift our left leg up and open up that hip. Then straighten your leg. Bring it forward into crescent on this side. Arms up. And we'll hook the thumbs again. Try to pull those apart and really feel that opening in the front of the shoulder. Sink deep into the hips. Try to get a little bit of a back bend there. You can look up or in front of you, whatever works best. Then we'll come into a twist on this side. So your right elbow will hook around your left knee, and you can have your hands in prayer or whatever modifications you took on the other side. Okay, let's raise your arms up. Then we're going to bring our right hand down and come into side plank on this side. Just try to get that whole side body to arch. Get that nice stretch. Stack your feet or take whatever modifications you did on the other side there. Then we'll come into plank and take a vinyasa. Back to down dog. Just take a couple breaths here. Then we'll jump up to the front of our mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up. And back to mountain pose. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Take our vinyasa, meet and down dog. Go ahead and lift your your right leg up, open up that hip. Maybe get a little bit more open this time. Straighten out that leg and then bring your right foot forward and we'll come into warrior two. So go ahead and sink those hips. Make sure your knee is over your right ankle, pressing into the outer blade of that left foot. Then we'll come into a side angle, so you can place your right arm on your leg or on the floor. You can put your hand on the floor, reach up or reach over your head. Whatever position you like best. Just make sure your chest is not facing the floor. You want it to face the side and try to get it up as much as you possibly can. Really get that nice opening. Then we're going to come up into goddess. So we're going to bring our left arm under our right for eagle arms. And try to lift up as much as you can so you really feel the back of the shoulders opening up here. And sink your hips down. Get a little bit of that nice strengthening in the lower body. And go ahead and release your arms. And then hook your hands behind you and lean forward for Prasarita C. So your heels will be out and your toes will be in on this one. Try to get your palms as close together as you can and try to reach those hands towards the floor. If your head hits the floor easily, you can bring your feet closer together and that'll make it a little bit harder and give you a little bit more room to stretch. Okay, let's go ahead and inhale back up. Come back into warrior two. Then we'll take a vinyasa. We'll lift our left leg up and roll that hip open. Okay, straighten your leg. Step up to the front of the mat for warrior two. So sink down. Make sure that left knee is over your left ankle. And that right blade of the foot is pressing down. Just sink into this and have strong arms. We'll come into side angle, your variation. Just make sure to listen to your body. That's the most important thing here. Then we'll slowly come up for goddess on this side. So we'll bring the right arm under the left, sink down, and raise those arms up and your hands away from your face so you really get a good stretch in the back of the shoulders and the upper back. And we'll raise up and bring your toes in, your heels out, and clasp your hands the weird way that you don't normally do. Go ahead and try to bring those palms together and lean forward for a nice stretch, the shoulders and the hamstrings. Okay, slowly rise up, back into Warrior Two. Then we'll take a vinyasa. Back to Down Dog. Stay here for a few breaths. Now we're going to bring our knees to the floor and come to some seated poses on the floor. This is a puppy dog pose. So if you stretch your arms way out in front of you and bring your chin and chest towards the floor, keeping your hips over your knees. You can always put your forehead on the floor if this doesn't work for you, or if you're really flexible, you might be able to get your whole chest on the floor. So this is really great for the front of the shoulders here, really opens up. And it's a mild back bend for the upper back as well. Okay, from here, let's come back to hands and knees. Raise the right arm up and we'll do thread the needle. So bring your right arm underneath and you can bring your left hand in front of you or do a half wrap. That'll be a nice opening for the front, or excuse me, the back of the right shoulder and the front of the left shoulder. Okay, come back up, and then we'll lift our left arm up and thread the needle on the other side. Then whatever you did with your right arm, or excuse me, the left arm on the other side, do with the right arm on this side. So you can have it up above your head, or you can half wrap. Maybe you can hook it up into your hip, so you get a little bit extra opening there. And then we'll unwind, come back to hands and knees, do a couple cat-cows to clear that out. Then we're going to come back down to our stomach. Do a couple of back bends here. So with your arms at your side, palms down, just raise your chest, raise your legs up. Try to keep your feet a little bit closer together if you can. And look down so you're not straining your neck. Stay here and then relax. Bring your head to one side. And we'll do that one more time. So we'll inhale up. So lift up your chest, lift up your legs. Strengthen that back. And release. And turn your head to the other side. We're going to come into bow pose. So go ahead and grab the inside or the outside of your feet or ankles and lift up. And this, if you grab the inside, it gives you a little bit more of a nice opening in the shoulders. So I am preferring to do that here. And that really feels good. And then exhale, release. Bring your right ear to the mat again. And we'll do one more bow pose after this. Okay, we'll come back up. And then lift as high as you can. Get a little bit of lift and height in this one. And don't forget to breathe. And let that go. Bring your left ear to the mat. Good job. Okay, we're going to come onto our backs. Oh, I'm sorry. First, we're going to come into child's pose. Kind of relieve that lower back a little bit. Counterbalance the back bends. Then we're going to come onto our back and do a couple of twists. So you can bring your right knee into your chest, left leg straight. Just hold it there for a moment and then bring the right knee over the body and your right arm out. And then look towards your right arm and try to get that knee towards the floor on the left side. So that's a nice opening also for the front of the shoulder, as well as the nice twist. And then come back to center, bring that right knee in, and then we'll switch. Left knee in, bring that left knee over the body, left arm out, look towards that left arm. Then we'll roll back to center and bringing your knees into your chest. Give yourself a little rock. Then we'll come into Shavasana. Or if you'd prefer, you can always take a seated meditation as well. Nothing left to do. You can let everything go. Let's start to bring awareness back into our bodies. Start to make small movements. Let's bring your knees into your chest and rock side to side. And then bring them over to one side and rest your head on your arm. Taking your time, bring yourself up to a comfortable seated position, keeping your eyes closed. Just observe how you're feeling. Try to take this feeling with you the rest of the day. Thank you for joining me today. Let's bring our hands into prayer position, bow our head in gratitude. Namaste.